Oh, God. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Penguin Academy game analysis. I'm guessing you heard that. We are in the 2026 Winter Super League, one of the official competitions of Blood Bowl 3. We have Star Ferret and his Dark Elves versus Beltroniko and his humans. And amusingly, I just saw his little message. That's not true, is it? Technically, he's not more successful than me. It's a weird. Probably should have checked before he did that.
I believe it's Beltroniko.
Beltronico. I suspect it's because Ferret won one of the Blood Bowl 3 competitions, right? That he thinks that's the thing. Silly sod. It would be helpful if you could play. That would probably be more impressive if you weren't shit. All right. Okay, I mean, first off, terrible setup, isn't it? Like, not even trying, really. I suspect he's not actually trying at this point. I think this is just going to be another one of those face-saving things, isn't it? Uh, this is an idiotic setup. If you're just going to DAC it, then obviously you defend against the blitz. There's no defense against the blitz here. It's just going to be like people who are bad at Blood Bowl who then go on to play ogres because they can say that they lost because of ogres. Sure. It's going to make me miserable though because it's really hard to do Penguin Academy when someone's either really bad or being worse on purpose when they were bad in originally. Why not move the... Okay, so we'll try with the Penguin Academy. Obviously, you don't just put one player there. Like, what's he doing? He's not waiting for the result of that block, is he? So why hasn't he moved? Why hasn't he moved? Why hasn't this witch moved? None of them are defending the ball, and they're not staying there. So before you roll dice, why aren't you moving the players? It's just really, really basic Blood Bowl. Oh, what a surprise. They were just moving to squares. Uh, hang on. We, we didn't defend. He can reach the ball. Like, he can reach the ball with multiple players that are not screened in any way, and we do a dodge. It's it's penguin level Blood Bowl. Like, it's not worth commenting on like as a real thing. If you're watching this and you want to learn how to play Blood Bowl, probably ignore the rest of this game. You can laugh at it with me, but don't, like, it's just don't do anything that they do. Sorry, Belt. I'm saying they. I mean Star Ferret. Belt hasn't even moved yet. Just total garbage. There was nothing stopping him from being there, a witch from being behind him to double screen, and then this one could reach there. Exactly the same play, right? Exactly the same end position, just with like 99% less risk. And Belt, come on, you're doing the same thing. What are all of these players doing? Move them. Yeah, if that was actually the case, then obviously I wouldn't mention it. But it wasn't in either of their like positioning. I mean, Ferret's was just terrible. Like there's no like Belts is just lazy turn ordering, it's sloppy. But I've said before, if you're lazy with blocks of block, you'll be lazy with 1 in 81s. You'll be lazy with 1 in 36s, and being lazy with 1 in 36s becomes not lazy; it becomes bad, and one always leads to the other. I've never seen a single player in well over 1,000 games cast who is only sloppy with quad skulls. Never. Because that's not how it works. If you drill into yourself turn ordering, you just do it all the time. Well, burns a reroll for his hit on the mighty blow tackle. Doesn't get a murder. No, and that's why they don't do it, Federal. That's why. That's why these people are bad. Because they don't care about their overall win rate. None of them are playing the kind of Blood Bowl. It's why tabletoppers are bad, right? Because they play a type of Blood Bowl where that doesn't matter as much to their... Because play a tournament every month or every other month, the game you lose because you didn't cover the pickup doing a 1 in 36 is once a year. It's not in your memory. They don't play enough games. But people who play online play enough games. There's no excuse. Like it's that play that Ferret just did only goes wrong 3% of the time. 1 in 36 times. 36 games he'll do something like that, and only one of them will it go wrong. But when it goes wrong, he loses. So that's one loss every 36 games. That's 3%. Just from being shit at not covering the pickup. 3% gone from his win rate for one thing. Not covering the blitz is another 3%. And Belt is giving up too much space here. He's again, look, he moves players and then takes a block. Like people, it's weird. People just get bored, I guess, in the middle of their turn. It's like, I haven't rolled any dice. What are these three doing? They're not staying there, are they? Why are we rolling dice? He just went to the exact square he was always going to go. He literally just got, he's building a chevron Just put that one there. Just put this blitzer there. Or if you're going to blitz with him, blitz with him. What's this guy doing? What is the point of this? If you roll dub skulls or quad skulls here, there's a giant gap in the middle. You've exposed your catcher. What is the point of it? Why isn't the catcher going to be there? And he's going to be there. And now the catcher is safe and the chevrons are in place. Then you can roll dice. Keep blitzing the hard targets. Yeah, it's pointless. Like, he's chevroning halfway in his own half. In my opinion, that should have been the blitz, and these chevrons should be right up in his face. He's going to be in scoring range. Like, he's just going to be in scoring range right now. Right there. Ball is going there, and he's just in scoring range. So, what Belt has failed to realize here is that in humans versus dark elves, as PC likes to call it, humans are the orcs. Humans are the bullies. Humans are the bash team. They need to be basing everyone, utilizing their guard, bullying the dodgeless players, forcing dice every turn. Not passive defense, chevrons and screening. Bully them. What use is having 5 guard if you're chevrons? They do nothing. You've wasted your skills. It's a fundamental screw up of how these two teams are supposed to play. Finally gets his POWs. And gets a Kaz. Apo is in 30-odd%. Gets the 30-odd%. Lucka dogged it. With no Apo in place now, I suspect he's going to foul that one with the 3 assists, right? Gets his KO and Sneaky Git keeps him on the pitch. But it does leave this side weak. Whereas he could have not left this side weak if he'd chosen not to foul. It looks like he's just given up a late score. He might get a 2-turn out of it if he remembers that he's supposed to bully. Can he get round the top? Oh, he can. Oh, this is a mistake. This hasn't got far enough forward, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, you can just cut the corner instead, do a 1 in 9 instead of... Depends on whether he wants to use his rerolls. But this is 2 dice on the ball. So he should base everyone up to make sure he can't do... he should stand, there's 1 on him. Base everyone up and then go for the 3, 2, 2, 2 dice. Because if you base everyone up, you're covering the failure as well, right? Nope, passive again. It's not going to be good enough, is it? He's fouling from the wrong square. The fact that he's fouling at all instead of coming round the top and defending the touchdown, ridiculous. Actually ridiculous. One in 36. Wrong square. Problem with that square is that's a 5 plus 1 dice. With that square, you'd have to do it, and if he was standing there, that's a 6 plus 1 dice. You could defend the back with a 3-2 here. And also just roll a bunch of other dice. This is failure of defense, isn't it, from Belt? Bad offense and bad defense. He's going to use this to chain onto the ball. Not onto the ball, but, you know, onto the cage. One dice. One dice in and eating the skull. Why didn't we take this 2 dice first? You've just given him the option to stall over this side. One in 36. 1 in 36. 1 in 36. 1 in 36. Now you don't get a 2-turn. Thank you for the follow. You've joined us in how not to play Dark Elves and how not to play humans. So fun. What a good blitz that was. Well, That'll make his draw easier. Jesus. I mean, technically, it's a draw / chance of a one turn. Be interesting to see if Belt goes for the actual one turn, or whether, and which one he sets up against, right? Which one Ferret sets up against, the throw or the one turn. Both of them are rubbish. I don't know. They're just, maybe Belt hasn't played a lot of humans. Gets a blitz, can't do anything with it. Right, so we're going for the catcher. Wait a minute. Belt. Oh my. Didn't have the fling on. Didn't have the fling on. Why isn't the fling on? What if this was pows into pows? Like, why isn't the fling on as your backup? No. No, don't, no. Why wouldn't you push him to the... Can you... Hang on. To be fair, he's used the wrong players. He's just used the catcher to do that. The catcher should have been able to go round, and then this could have been a 2-dice block to get an extra push. One less rush. Is that a rush? Yeah, it's a double rush to do that. The removal is really handy. You probably want to do a rush to that square that he was just in to throw the pass. And he 1 in 9's the pickup. So now that passive defense is coming back. I mean, to be fair, even if he made the pickup, he had to throw a pass, a 1 in 9 catch, and a 4-4-3 dodge. But now he's playing for a draw because of his terrible defense. No, the fling is not as likely. The problem with if you set up for the fling and not the catcher is that the ball could just bounce into one of these squares and you can't actually physically do it. Okay, playing at the back like this, actively playing for a draw, even though you now got 2 Kaz and a KO. If I get another Kaz here, I would be considering just going for the win. Like, Ferret was bad. Like, you could probably win this. I mean, not if you play like you did in the first half, but if you remember that that you could play Blood Bowl. But again, he blitzes a hard target, and again, he costs himself a knockdown. Nope, playing for the draw. Why is this open? I mean, or if Ferret got himself sent off there, I would also be playing for the draw. It's the same as a Kaz, right? What are we doing here? Oh my god. Well, he got a POW. He's just trying to get an extra block from the Ogre. No armor break there. The ball is just going backwards. Okay. Jesus, man. What? No, blitz the... That's a +1 foul. Foul the guy you've got 4 assists on. Oh, for fuck's sake. You didn't think to stand the cage somewhere you can't get surfed? Another +1 foul. Jesus, man. Gives up his mighty blow tackle to 2 dice for no reason. Gets stunned. Can't blitz with our next turn. Now I'm talking about Ferret because he's just there, isn't he? It's got 8 elves. 7 elves. Not guard corners, that's guard front and no guard back, leaving a weak square. Hello, Enoch. So he just leaves a weak square, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess he has to go there, so he has to cut the corner. And then this is either the witch does it. Probably the witch, because the witch is no point in doing the frenzy hit because it's into red dice. Wait, the red dice is not terrible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, never mind. It's this guy. So the witch takes this guy out. And then this does a +2+ to come there. And then we just do the 5+ dodge, 1 dice block, because neither of these have guard. They're at the front. He's built his cage wrong. Again, basic Blood Bowl. I'm sorry to YouTube if I sound mumpy, by the way. I'm really down on Blood Bowl lately, as I've mentioned in previous videos. And it's not great watching the Super League, and just both players are bad. Because, and again, it's like, it's their fault they're bad, but it doesn't matter, right? The problem is that Super League is an official competition fed from the official competitions in Blood Bowl 3. So fed from ladder and sprint and arena, and they're all shit. Like, arena is the best of the three, but it's like a 97 round single elimination knockout tournament. So it's just, super random. Ladder and sprint are both total garbage. Any idiot can be top of either of them, and therefore, like, the actual cups are full of the any idiots. At Blood Bowl, obviously, it's not a personal insult, yada, yada, yada. And the Super League is fed from those competitions, so there's loads of people who are just not at the level to be in something called a Super League. Like, this was just bad Blood Bowl from both players all game. It makes me miserable to cast it. Doesn't even bother, like, going for the ball. He's gonna draw. Like, you're gonna draw, so why aren't you just attempting? Like, it's not even a low percentage chance, that, right? That was 55% dodge into 75% knockdown. And then the ball could go anywhere. The ball could then be on a blodger. Like, if the ball bounces out through the cage, because, like, that pushes to there, right? So this is full. So you could go to the right. It just bounces out to the right. The blodger picks it up. These two come down and screen him, and you win the game. You just win the game. And instead, you just... Oh, yeah, to be fair, that wasn't full, was it? It would have gone there. But so he needed to bounce out through one of the 4 corners, or through that body. So it's 5 out of 8. And even if it doesn't, even if it goes like there, the blitzer would be there, so it's 6 out of 8, sorry. Even if it goes there, like, it's a 4+4+ to pick it up. Why not? There's the only square that was bad. 1 out of 8 is a bad square. All the other squares are fine, because they're unlikely to catch it. But instead, we just decide a draw is fine. He should go there. Before we move him, he should go there. At least we've got guard on this corner now. Oh, okay. So we've got guard on this corner, but we didn't put him over there. So that is still a 5+1 dice. And it's worse this time because these are going to be full. So he goes there. He comes in for the 5+1 dice. He can come around the bottom to avoid tackle. And then if he does get a POW, a 5+, he just goes to the bottom, right? And he's scattering from this square near elves. Pops out the bottom, pops through the body and goes there, and you just win the game again. I mean, you have to start with those PC. It's you don't to me you don't start with stilty runners and fun hoppers for the tackle zones. Fuck those, they're useless. You start with them because you have to. It's in the rules. Pile driver on the thing, I think, is a legitimate one of those few times where fun having and try harding intersect. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. We blitz there, we do some double rushes. We just have to do double rushes. Right? Nothing else you can do about it. You got to get into range. Twelve, 11, 10, 9, 8. Why? Why would you stop there? Now you have no leeway. You have to go diagonally. You like people do this shit all the time. I literally talked about it in multiple games. If you don't take that second rush now, it limits your movement. You have no lateral movement. To score, you have to go on this diagonal. That's the far right. And this diagonal. So it gives your opponent information. It limits your cone of scoring to that. That's your only squares. So that's the squares he has to cover. If you did an extra rush now, it gives you a lateral square of movement. It gives you more stuff to do. Admittedly, it doesn't count that much when you're not central, but it's something. Oh, that's the last reroll. Oh, it's because it was with the blockless one. It wasn't with the witch. And the dive fails. Oh, wait. The dive fails. We can chain, can't we? I mean, it's a 3 dice with the auger. Is that worth the chain? That's actually interesting. Because he hasn't got block. So maybe you don't chain. Can we chain with a blitz? More difficult to do. Yeah, it's a double rush with rerolls. Obviously, with no rerolls, it's not a question that you try and chain because anything's better than a 1 in 6. But it's a 1 in 36, so all I would risk is something that's, higher odds than a 1 in 36. Can we do that? It's kind of difficult where the witch is. You could fill that square there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you fill that square, that's a 3 dice. And that pushes you sideways. Then the auger steps into that square. And then that's a 3 dice to push you 1 forward. I would risk those. That gets rid of one of the rushes. But then these are blockless blocks. So the witch will almost certainly still be on you when you're there. You still got this guy to block the witch off, which is a 1 in 81. So probably all worth it. I'd have to samba that to see if it was worth it, but I believe it's worth it to get rid of one of the rushes. I don't think you can get rid of any more. Oh wait, hang on. If we go in sideways there, this guy's still active. So when you block forward there, oh, we haven't. This guy was needed to fill this square. Yeah, okay. You can't chain forward, sadly. If we had another player, or this guy was free to fill this square, it was worth it. You could chain into range. Yeah, but he's got 3 rerolls. So 1 in 27 into 1 in 27 is still way better than a 1 in 36. And then even a 1 in 81 is better than a 1 in 36. But adding them all up, probably worth it. I guess I'd have to samba it. But I think that would probably be the right play. Well, the score what he just did is 95%. So we're only talking tiny percentages, but it's the kind of thing that it's for, isn't it? That Samba's for. Oh, that is true, Joker. Yes. Yes, he should have been there for the fractional bobble box. Like, those are the genuinely, though, like, if you were playing properly, all of that is stuff you should do. You can shrug your shoulders and say, oh, all it does is add, like, 0.1%. But, like, yeah. And if you do that for everything, that's great then. I was talking about you earlier, by the way, Joker. Because I was talking about ladder and how stupid ladder is. And how, like, you've been scammed on, like, the sprint rankings or whatever. I think you've done it wrong. But firstly, the first block was a 3 dice. That's possibly the difference. I had a quick nose and it looks like 94.7. It's definitely not down in the 80s. And it's only 94.7 if you don't roll the 30% POW on the push forward with the witch. because then you don't need to do the extra block. So it's actually not even 94.7. It's higher because there's a 30% chance on that block that you don't need to do the third block. The first block, the first 3 dice was without block. It has to be you can't take the double down. So it's a 3 dice block with 4 successes that puts you into the correct position, and then a 2 dice block with 4 successes for the push forward. And then if that's not a POW, you have to do a 2 dice block with 4 successes to clear, and then a 1 in 36. That to me rocks up at 94.7, but again, that's wrong. 94.7 doesn't include the 30% possibility of the POW and not needing the second one. I didn't use the auger. You don't need to do the auger. It's all humans doing the blocks. No, the blitzer couldn't make it. Wasn't a blitzer. It was a human with guard. It was this guy. So it was a 3 dice block needing 4 successes. So the 3 dice block with 4 successes is 99.8 with a reroll. And we've got 3 rerolls, so we can throw a reroll at all of it. And then if you add a 2 dice block with 4 successes, that drops it to 98.6. And if that happened to be a POW, that's it, you're done. 98.6. If it's not a POW, you need to throw in another block, which drops it to 97.4. And then throw in the 1 in 36, which drops it to 94.7. So it's basically the same. You're not looking at the reroll number. You're looking at 1 reroll. You need to change the rerolls available to 3. Yeah. So it's a little higher than that. But the most important thing about that is if you're the kind of player who would look for that, rather than whether or not that is the actual thing. Because you could look for that, and then I don't mind if you spend a minute or 2 minutes of your time opening Dave and finding out the stats. I never thought that was cheating. I don't think that's a problem. But if you look for stuff like that, it makes you a better player. Hello, great. Not from this game. Maybe next game. This game has been rubbish. No timeout. So, not enough players for a one turn. So it's a draw. And be honestly, a deserved draw. They were both rubbish. So, I don't even know why he's taking the blocks. Who cares about any of this? Well, there we go. An absolutely gigantic waste of everyone's time. Belt, you need to do better. Ferret's not going to listen, so you'll just stay rubbish. Right. See everyone in the next game. Hopefully, it's not that bad.